I think a lot of people my age and a lot of teenagers in this generation really fail to be themselves and really embrace who they are. They kind of fail to chase their own ambitions, and no one really has any ambitions anymore. A lot of people my age that I observe, I can really see how they struggle to be themselves around people and to really express themselves, and it does hurt to see that, because I experienced it myself in the last 5 years. I've been through it. I'm currently 17 and I've only just really started being myself, and for the past 5 years it has been more of a struggle than I really thought it was. I used to subject myself to these societal norms and pressures, and they really kind of ruined my life in a sense. They stopped me from being myself. They stopped me from being who I was supposed to be. And I think a lot of teens and people in the age range of about 15 to 17 really struggle, and they really fall to the societal pressures and societal norms of today. When I was around 12 years old, I started secondary school or middle school, where I started with little friends, and it was kind of a fresh start for me. At this time, I was being myself to the fullest. I was chasing my ambitions. I was making Halo stop motions, playing Halo with my friends, talking to my online friends, making YouTube videos of me playing VR and making making TikToks of me cosplaying as different Halo characters and just being myself. However, I did kind of take a while to grow up in a sense. But aside from that, when I started secondary school, I was being myself. I was doing things that bring me joy, that really made me happy. However, this started to slowly fade away as I took into account I didn't really have any or many friends. I wanted more friends, so I turned to a group of kids that were maybe considered cool, liked playing football, were funny at the time, and I wanted to blend in with everyone. And I didn't really play football that much, although I was sporty, but I just didn't play football a lot. So I started playing football, or kind of forced myself to play it in order to gain the approval of these people, as when I tried to approach them before, I would be clowned for being bad at football, and they would say, "No, you can't play with us, you're too bad at football." And it really got to me, and I was like, I can't just be clowned like this. So I went to football practice, and I trained just in order to please these people. And I think some key advice that you should take as you're in these teenage years is never devote yourself to pleasing people. Please yourself, and whilst you please yourself, you will please other people as well. Do not spend your whole life pleasing people. If you learn to please yourself first, then you will attract the right people, and you will ultimately be pleasing yourself. So after the first few years of school, I had kind of blended into this group, and over the years I blended in with these people. I gave up my old habits. I stopped making my Halo stop motions. I stopped making YouTube videos because they thought it was cringe, and they thought making stop motions was weird. They thought that my TikTok account where I posted videos of myself was cringe, and they thought I was a weirdo. So I ultimately deleted my TikTok account with 52,000 followers. I loved just posting a video and just seeing how people reacted to it. And I just told everyone that I got banned. But I gave up most things that brought me happiness just so I could please and make other people happy, even though I wasn't even happy in the first place. So I had almost lost myself, and I was just stuck in this loop of pleasing people. Although I did have time for some hobbies, like when I went home I'd still hop on the game with my friends, play with my online friends. I'd still sometimes play Halo. I didn't completely quit stop motion, but I lost the ambition I had for it originally. Over the last 5 years I made an occasional one, but I didn't tell anyone. I barely posted them. I hardly made YouTube videos, and I was always scared and always embarrassed to talk about these stop motions. And I was scared and I was embarrassed to talk about the videos and content I made. So I just kept my ambitions and my life on the DL. Before I really moved out towards about 2024, near the end of school, I moved away from this life, and I dropped most of my friends that I'd been hanging out with that had been having such a bad influence on me. It was after an incident at school where I fell out with one of my friends, and I really realised these really aren't my people. So I stopped hanging out with them, and I just spent some time thinking to myself. And after I finished school, I got a girlfriend from my school, which I wasn't really being myself around. I was kind of listening to her music because she liked it, and I was wearing clothes that would impress her and that was part of her style. So I kind of wasn't being myself, but I was getting better at doing it, seeing as I'd left school. A few months pass and me and my girlfriend unfortunately break up, but this was fortunate for me. After this breakup, I thought to myself, and I thought, why am I spending and putting so much time into pleasing these people when I could just be happy by being myself, instead of just wasting away my teen years not being myself? It was a crucial turning point for me. I got back into my stop motions. I started making them much more frequently. I started making my YouTube videos again. I started telling people about my YouTube videos. I started showing people my YouTube videos. And for the most part, I thought, well, I don't care if I get clowned, but sometimes I was praised for it. People said that my stop motions were cool. They said that my YouTube videos were funny. However, you are still going to get the odd person who clowns you, or the odd person that makes fun of you for it, and I have experienced that before, and I will still experience it to this day. But you can't change that. No one can. So, as I started to be myself, it's like I got happier. I started feeling like myself again. I started feeling like how I did when I was a child, truly happy and joyful. And as I started engaging in my old hobbies, like my stop motion and my YouTube videos and my old ambitions and playing Halo, it brought back an old part of me. And I started to really see changes in me as a person. I became more energetic. I really changed my personality. And as I wasn't taught, and as I wasn't under the pressure from talking to a girl, or I wasn't trying to please anyone anymore, I could embrace my personality and be myself. I found my new music taste. I started listening to music that I liked and that I truly loved, even if other people thought it was weird or corny. I started playing games again that I loved. I started, like I said, doing my stop motions and taking part in my hobbies again. And I was happy. And I started acting how I used to. I started being energetic, outgoing, being funny, saying things that, even though they might probably embarrass me, I still did it anyway, because it made me happy. by this time I'd found a friend group who really accepted me for who I was, and that would let me act as myself, would let me be free, would let me be myself. Although that's not to say that they're not going to judge me at all, but I receive a lot less judgment than I used to. And when you start being yourself, you become so joyful and you just feel like a kid again. And once I started being myself, I started attracting the right people. I started attracting people who were like me. So now I surround myself with people like me. Being yourself is so significant, and I learned this because once you start being yourself and once you reach that stage, you really start taking control of your life. And it's so important to be yourself, because if you don't, and if you are subject to the pressures of society and the societal norms within the youth of today, you are going to waste your youth and your teenage years. You don't want to waste your young years just fitting in with people. When you start being yourself, you start being happy. You start doing fun things. Your life feels fun. So please, it is so important that you be yourself at this age. And it is so important that you do things that you love. Don't hold yourself back because people will judge you, or don't hold yourself back because you think people are going to think it's embarrassing. So what if they find it embarrassing? Why do you care about what other people are going to think about you? Do you really think that a comment that they make about any of your ambitions or your hobbies or something you did last week is going to matter in a month's, a week's, a year's time? Do it. Do what you want to do. Be yourself. Do things that will bring you happiness, not other people. It is so important to love yourself and make sure you as an individual are happy first before you start pleasing everyone else. And it is so easy to start doing this once you get the mindset that no one else's opinion or no one else's judgments really have any value towards you. It is so much easier to start being yourself and to reach this point of your personality. And another key factor that will really help you reach this point is surrounding yourself with the right people. If you feel that you're being badly influenced by a group of people, leave that group and find those people. Even if you have no friends for a while, once you start being yourself, you're slowly going to attract those people. Or look for those people. Once you be yourself, and if you look for those people, they will happily accept you. It is so important that as teenagers and in your young years you be yourself, because you don't want to build upon that fake version of yourself. You don't want to build upon that mask you've been putting over yourself for the past few years and showing it to everyone, because that will build up the person you're ultimately going to be for the rest of your life. Before I end this video, I just want everyone to ask themselves this one question. Am I really being myself? Are you really putting your best self forward and expressing yourself? Are you really chasing your ambitions, and are you really pleasing yourself? Anyone who is making fun of you or judging you for doing so is insecure, and I hope all of you have an amazing day.